how to get people to love hearing from you and to compete to get together with you. I'm Dr. Nabil Fanous, a Canadian surgeon, a university teacher, and the author of this book, The Universal Rules of Life: 27 Secrets for Managing Time, Stress, and People. Today, I'll be talking to you about universal rule number 7. Don't dilute your presence with too much presence. The first spoon of honey is a delight. The 10th is a turnoff. Would you believe that aluminum was more precious than gold and silver in the 19th century? Aluminum was so precious that it has been used in the making of a baby rattle for Crown Prince Louis Napoleon. Yet, today, it's used to make the inexpensive tinfoil that we most often throw away. How did that happen? The answer is simple. Aluminum was precious when it was scarce and hard to get. As Olympic medalist Carly Lloyd said, "Nothing in life is worthwhile unless it's kind of hard to get." Too much supply is what turned aluminum from a sought-after material into a cheap piece of metal, because it's all a matter of supply and demand. Too much supply makes too much of a good thing, such as honey, undesirable. And that's exactly what will happen to you if you offer too much supply of your presence. No one knew the law of supply and demand better than Elizabeth II, the late Queen of England. The Queen had never granted a press interview because she knew the value of keeping her presence in scant supply. And the Queen practiced the same principle when meeting dignitaries and guests. When she wanted a meeting to come to an end, she pressed a button, and the butler immediately walked in the room to escort the guest out. And at formal dinners, believe it or not, when the Queen popped her handbag on the table, it meant that she wanted the meal to end. As Queen Elizabeth II restricted her presence, up went the demand for her crown. Now I have an interesting story for you, titled David's Day. David is a Chicago landlord with 2 business partners, Cheryl and Ron. His phone rings. It's a call from Cheryl. He knows that Cheryl never calls unless it's important, so he picks up the call. Within the next hour, his cell phone rings twice. The first time it's a call from his other partner, Ron, and the second time it's from his electrician, Bob. He ignores both. Why? Because he knows that Ron talks too much, and his electrician calls too often for unimportant reasons. Then on his way home, David picks up 4 bottles of wine. His wife is hosting a dinner party for 2 neighborhood couples. While driving, he gets a call from Sheila, an old classmate. 2 months earlier, she had called to say she was in town, so he invited her out for dinner. And now, just 2 months later, Sheila is calling again to tell David she will soon be coming to Chicago. David finds an excuse to get out of it. As he arrives home, the guests start showing up. The dinner goes well, followed by coffee and after-dinner drinks. At 10 p.m., the Baxters, who arrived last, get up and leave. However, the Rosses, who arrived early, stay behind. By 10:30 p.m., David has had it. He informs the Rosses that he has to go to bed because of an early morning appointment. It's always important to know when to leave the stage and when enough is enough. The Rosses didn't. They overstayed their welcome. Now we come to David's 4 lessons. Lesson 1, calling. Don't call too often. Lesson 2, talking. Don't talk for too long. Lesson 3, meeting others. Don't be like Sheila. It's wonderful to see people, but not too frequently. And lesson 4, staying. Don't be like the Rossis. Don't overstay your welcome. The bottom line is, anything that's in high demand is more valuable. If you make yourself too available, you will devalue yourself. Author Mandy Hill wrote, "Too easy to get equals just as easy to forget." So, be hard to get. Now let me summarize universal rule number 7 in a pearl shell. Don't dilute your presence with too much presence. The first spoon of honey is a delight. The 10th is a turnoff. It's supply and demand. Don't cheapen your presence by offering too much of it. Know when to leave the stage and when enough is enough. Don't call too often. Don't talk for too long, and don't overstay your welcome. And learn from the aluminum story. Be hard to get. That's it for universal rule number 7. If you liked it, please subscribe, share it, and put a like. And I will be seeing you soon with a very interesting question. How to solve any problem in less than 5 minutes. You want the answer? Check the bell and I'll see you soon.